Imagine a world waking up to a monumental, unprecedented change. Overnight, the entire global population decides to stop eating meat. A collective shift that ripples across every facet of our lives, from the food on our plates to the very air we breathe. This isn't just a dietary choice, it's a global reset. What would this new world actually look like? Let's explore the immediate and long-term effects of a planet suddenly going plant-based. In the first few days, the most immediate impact would be felt in the global economy. The livestock industry, a behemoth valued at trillions of dollars, would grind to a halt. Millions of people, from farmhands to processing plant workers, truck drivers to butchers, would find themselves unemployed overnight. Stock markets would plummet as massive corporations tied to the livestock sector face collapse. The economic shockwave would be immense, triggering a global recession unlike any we have ever seen. Governments would scramble to create support systems and new job programs, facing a social and economic crisis of staggering proportions. Simultaneously, the demand for plant-based foods would skyrocket. Supermarket shelves once filled with animal products would be emptied, replaced by an explosion of fruits, vegetables, grains, and legumes. The agricultural sector would be thrown into chaos, struggling to pivot from producing animal feed to growing crops for direct human consumption. Farmers who once raised livestock would face a daunting transition, needing new skills, new equipment, and new seeds to adapt. The initial period would be one of severe supply chain disruption and food shortages in some regions, as the world's food systems frantically recalibrate. But as the initial chaos subsides, a different picture begins to emerge. One of the most profound changes would be to our planet's climate. Livestock farming is a major contributor to greenhouse gas emissions, responsible for a significant portion of the world's methane and nitrous oxide. With the animal agriculture industry gone, these emissions would plummet. Scientists estimate that global food-related emissions could drop by as much as 70%. This wouldn't stop climate change overnight, but it would be like hitting a massive brake pedal on global warming. The planet would have a fighting chance to stabilize its climate, pulling us back from the brink of irreversible tipping points. The air would become cleaner, and the relentless pressure on our atmosphere would finally begin to ease. Then there's the land. An astonishing amount of the Earth's habitable land is currently used for livestock, either for grazing or for growing their feed. In our new world, this land is suddenly available. We're talking about an area roughly the size of Africa being freed up. This opens up incredible possibilities for rewilding and ecological restoration. Vast tracts of former pasture land could be returned to their natural state, allowing forests to regrow and ecosystems to recover. These new forests would act as massive carbon sinks, drawing even more CO2 out of the atmosphere. The biodiversity crisis would receive a major boost. As habitats for countless species are restored, allowing wildlife populations to rebound, we would witness the return of wilderness on a scale not seen in centuries. This land transformation would also have a direct impact on world hunger. Currently, a huge percentage of the world's crops, like soy and corn, are grown not to feed people, but to feed livestock. It's an incredibly inefficient way to produce calories. By redirecting these crops for direct human consumption, we would have an enormous surplus of food. The amount of grain we save could feed billions of people, effectively ending global food scarcity. The problem of hunger would shift from one of production to one of distribution. A logistical challenge that, while significant, is far more solvable. Our global food system would become vastly more efficient and equitable. The long-term health of the global population would also see a dramatic improvement. Diets rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains are linked to lower rates of heart disease, type 2 diabetes, and certain types of cancer. A global shift to a plant-based diet would likely lead to a significant decrease in these chronic diseases. Life expectancies could rise, and healthcare systems, previously burdened by treating diet-related illnesses, would experience immense relief. People would not only live longer, but they would also live healthier, more active lives. Of course, this transition wouldn't be without its challenges. Nutritional education would be critical to ensure everyone is getting the necessary vitamins and minerals, like B12, which is not naturally found in plant foods. Food fortification and supplementation would become standard public health policies worldwide. Cultural traditions built around meat consumption for centuries would need to evolve. Cuisines across the globe would be reinvented, leading to a renaissance of plant-based cooking and culinary innovation as chefs and home cooks explore a new world of flavors and ingredients. Communities would find new ways to celebrate and come together around food. Water usage would also be transformed. Animal agriculture is one of the most water-intensive industries on the planet. Growing plants for direct consumption requires a fraction of the water needed to raise livestock. This would alleviate water stress in many parts of the world, helping to prevent conflicts over a dwindling resource. Rivers and aquifers would be replenished, and ecosystems dependent on these water sources would begin to heal. So, a world without meat is a world of radical change. It presents a path filled with initial economic turmoil, but one that leads to profound long-term benefits for our climate, our planet's ecosystems, and our own health. It's a future where we use our land more wisely, feed our population more efficiently, and live in greater harmony with the natural world. This hypothetical scenario forces us to confront the true cost of our current food system. It challenges us to think about the incredible potential for positive change that lies within our collective choices. While a complete overnight shift is unlikely, every step we take towards a more plant-based world moves us closer to this healthier, more sustainable future. The journey is complex, but the destination is a world reborn. If you found this exploration interesting, consider subscribing to Be Kind Fare for more thought-provoking content. What aspect of this new world do you find most fascinating? Let us know in the comments below.